My people, to a very large extent, Olori Naomi feels under conditions Toby Phillips can return back into the palace and live her life. Everybody is telling her not to do this very thing she's thinking of, because for this past few days and Naomi has returned into the palace, she's taking decisions, she's becoming the king herself, and it is not right. When everything escalates and it pulls out of hand, she would dearly regret it. That is what everybody is telling her. She would dearly regret it, and by the time of regret, it will not be something her herself can control. First, she gave the authority for the cleansing of Miriam to leave the palace. Secondly, she was spotted with Ashley to perform her duties at the shrine, of which Kabiyesi had already stopped Ashley from entering the shrine before now. And thirdly, now she's giving Toby Phillips conditions to return back into the palace. My people, make we discuss this on way dey ground though. So Olori Naomi has called Olori Toby Phillips, and according to them, they want to have an agreement if Toby Phillips will agree to the terms and conditions of which she would live in the palace. My people, how possible is this? First of all, Toby Phillips came with divorce papers for Kabiyesi to give her her divorce. She wanted her freedom. She wanted to leave. She had someone she wanted to be with. That was how Olori Toby Phillips managed to leave the palace. So right now that Olori Naomi is getting herself involved in every single thing, my people, everybody feels Olori Naomi is doing too much. And at the same time, she is biting more than she can chew. That is what everybody is beginning to say, that Naomi is biting more than she can chew. Hope she can finish this very thing she is starting. So my people, what are the conditions that Olori Toby Phillips is likely to return back into the palace? But before that though, everybody is saying, why are they turning the palace into a play? Yes, the palace is gradually becoming a child's play, because as it stands right now, if Toby Phillips manages to return back into the palace, then there is nothing left of the palace. Yes, that is what everybody's literally saying right now, that if Toby Phillips happens to return back into the palace, then there is absolutely nothing left of the palace. There is nothing one can boast of it. There is nothing one can say of it. And obviously, many people will be highly disappointed. But I don't know how far Toby Phillips got to speak to Olori Naomi that this came up. But remember when they granted Toby Phillips her divorce, she came out to call the Kabiyesi out that if it was Olori Naomi and they would not have granted her this divorce, first of all, they would have looked to it that they cancelled it, they made sure she stayed back. But it's because it's only Olori Naomi that the Kabiyesi cares about. That is why she brought her divorce proposal, and the Kabiyesi just granted it at once. The Kabiyesi does not care about them. He does not even know if they exist. She said a lot of things to drag Kabiyesi, but the manner in which Kabiyesi granted her divorce was quite humiliating. He made sure he called everybody around that needed to be there, everybody that needed to witness that Toby Phillips has been granted a divorce. They only called the persons to be in attendance that day, the prominent men, the elders of Ile-Ife, the women of Ile-Ife. All of them were in attendance, so all the other Oloris, before he signed the papers and granted Toby Phillips her divorce. So all this discussion about Toby Phillips returning back into the palace right now, people are saying it is beginning to be a disappointment, and they don't know what to make of the palace again. If it is true that Olori Naomi is at the verge of making a way for Toby Phillips to return back into the palace. And the part that is more interesting, or the part that is so interesting on this thing, is the fact that everybody is beginning to tell Olori Naomi to calm down, that the way she's taking this thing, the way she's going with it, at the end of the day, she herself, she would regret that, what have I done? Bringing people who they only have practically sent out of the palace back into the palace, it is wrong. People like Toby Phillips, who left willingly. Since she came back into the palace, I think they have resolved to all the Oloris moving to the Olori quarters, and then she stays in the palace. Moreover, she agreed to polygamy just with Elizabeth and no other person. But as it stands right now, this very thing she's doing, everybody feels it is wrong. Yes, Olori Naomi is always right, but in this case, people have come out to call her that she's wrong. And to say the truth, Toby Phillips got a divorce. Yes, when Naomi fired for divorce, Ooni did not allow that divorce to pull through. Ooni did not even allow it to get for a day like this. Only made sure that that divorce did not pull through. Secondly, he did not appear in court. They pulled it over to come sort it out at home. And a lot of things are only prevented. So if only really, really wanted Tobi Phillips around, they would have stopped every single thing from taking place. But in this case, it is the opposite. Ooni did not do any of these things. He allowed this divorce to pull through. He allowed every single thing to go through. And today, Olori Naomi is about giving Olori Tobi Phillips conditions on returning back into the palace. So my people, she has gone ahead to tell Tobi Phillips that their aim and goal in the palace is to live as a family. First, for them to live as a family. Secondly, they want peace and unity among them. So if Tobi Phillips cannot do any of these things, then she should not bother coming into the palace. And then that very peace and living as a family is one of the hardest things these women have found it difficult to do in all their existence in the palace. That's one of the most difficult things they have found to do as long as they stays in the palace. Yes, because if they live in unity, it is just in 3 minutes. The next 40 minutes, they are fighting already. Once they are in unity, the next they are already scattered, they are on their necks themselves. So my people, right now, this is a very, very hard decision, because if she makes the decision of coming into the palace, like Naomi has given her a condition, the condition might seem quite simple, but at the end of the day, she will put a rope around her neck, because this very condition is what these women have found difficult. We know Tobi Phillips to be someone who has avoided drama or has stayed in the palace, but when she sent Adeola away from having a discussion with Kabiyesi concerning Olori Naomi, that was when we told her what no one has Naomi at heart in that palace. Everybody is highly against her, because Adeola was asking the Kabiyesi when Naomi would return back into the palace, and the first thing she could do was to just barge in, tell her to get out while she's discussing things that are meant for elders. And as it stands right now, no, my people, as we take CM right now like this, will Tobi Phillips really, really have that opportunity of entering the palace? That's what we are asking now, because under the conditions she has been given, under these very conditions like this, she might pick them up and come cause one or two problems, since it is none of her business. That's what she would say. But as it stands right now, will she? And if she accepts to this, it goes wrong. What they are doing in the palace now, everybody is signing undertaking, everybody is doing this. How will it end? My people, let's not jump ahead of us. Let's not start predicting things. It go all boil out, we go see. So make we patiently fasten our seat belt and wait for the outcome of this very decision Olori Naomi is about to pull through.